round, so that should be cool. Okay. We are back live again. So I was quicker than a minute there. I think I was quicker than a minute there. So just had to change the overlay, guys. Switching between the guys. So we have Kevin versus Ezad now. So let us double check. Okay, so I have let Kevin and Ezad know that I am ready when they are.
I think I actually saw Ezad was in the Twitch chat, so I'm sure they're both ready to play.
Excellent. I think
But
they both.
Ezad versus Cat. Go on.
I was just going to say, I think they've picked their... Have they picked their... They have. Ah, okay, excellent. So Kevin being super useful. So we have... Interesting. Kevin has opted to ban Portugal. What's your thoughts on that? I'm actually shocked.
So Port isn't a particularly strong civ, from my understanding.
Well, they are actually quite strong. They are actually quite strong.
Are they strong now?
They're not OP or anything like that, but they are pretty strong.
Because I know they had the changes where the town centres have a trickle, don't they now?
Yeah, I think it's more the free organ guns mixed in with the 1010 is really strong.
Mm.
So they can age up. They can get into Fortress Age at like 6 minutes, and then like their first shipment can be free organs, which have target lock now. So they just absolutely mow down units.
Oh,
so I think
really strong, actually.
Yeah, that's part of the issue. But let's have a look. Okay, are they ready? Are they setting up?
But no, the ban doesn't massively surprise me, I'll be honest, because Ezad, compared to Kevin especially, Ezad plays a lot of team games.
Yes.
And I think his main in team games is Port. So, in regards to experience of a civilization, especially if it's quite strong now, it might not be a massively bad ban. USA, though, is, again, an interesting ban, I think.
Yeah, I mean, USA is... that's something we've got throughout this tournament. USA is going to be definitely at the top of the list for bans. If you know your opponent plays USA, like it's just such a safe ban because USA are so good at the moment. But they're not in game just yet, so we will hang around until they do. Oh, Kevin just saying they're starting, so we should be imminently in a game.
First map is Great Plains.
Yep, so the map pool should be the same.
So obviously a map which I think favours civs which can go for TPs. I think every single map is a TP civ apart from Cascade Range. But a classic in itself.
Yeah.
And a civ which should favour quite aggressive play styles because it's quite a small map.
It's been around since 2005, so people haven't got builds for it.
Yeah.
Now then.
Yeah, it is pretty much the map of Age of Empires, I think, going back, especially on things like RV. It's huge.
Well, I've just been told that Triff is home, but I've asked if you can, I can cast with you for another game, and then Triff will be joining me after that. Is that okay, right?
Sounds good. It gives him a bit of time to get ready.
Exactly.
I know it's his first time casting, so
exactly. So, but yeah, no, I really appreciate you coming on, Riot. You've because doing it by yourself, I have to admit, having a co-caster really helps save my voice.
Yeah, it fills a bit of dead time as well. It's quite difficult to fill the time when you're solo casting. Although I must say, you'd be doing a fantastic job for that.
Well, thank you, and I can chat bollocks for England, so as we like to say here. So, Mini coming in with a subscription. They've subbed for 45 months. Wow, it's hard to pick a side on this one. Big Mini, thank you very much for the sub, supporting ESOC. We've also had a big raid from Eagle Eyes Maloney. Thank you very much, Eagle. How are you doing, good sir?
I agree with Mini, actually. Difficult to pick a side on this one. Very closely matched in terms of elo. Kevin on 2,900 2093, sorry, and Ezad on 2135. So incredibly close, and obviously right at the top of the ladder both.
Right, the game has just about started. So let me just sort a couple of things out.
I won't say Millie's comment, but
yeah, I had to pin it. I had to acknowledge it somehow. Okay, so first map is going to be Great Plains, and we're going to have Kevin versus Ezad. Let's kick off. Let's go into the map intro vid. I will see you very shortly. And do you know what? I made the same mistake I made last time. I just realized we don't have a Great Plains one. We might have a Great Plains one, but I haven't saved it on here. So very unfortunate. I thought that was such an epic intro as well into it, but I messed it up, of course. Anyways, let's get into the juicy stuff. Great Plains. Ezad, starting in the north of the map. Playing as Malta. Going up against... No, sorry, I apologize. Kevin in the north of the map playing as Malta. That caught me off guard there. Ezad playing as Spain. Wow. That really caught me off guard. I wonder what the... Spain. When was the last time I saw Ezad play Spain? I'm really intrigued to see what we're going to see here from Ezad. Starting with a TP. Have you ever seen Ezad Spain? If you have, when was the last time you saw Ezad Spain?
I can't say I've actually seen Ezad play Spain in a long old time. Although, admittedly, Spain is, in itself, is kind of a weird pick. Because it doesn't get much kind of airtime in terms of tournaments. And my understanding, it never did an EP and it never has really since. They're kind of a middling sieve. I mean, Malta, I don't know how strong they are now, but they used to be incredibly strong when they first came out. And I think we've all seen Harrison abuse the, what are they called? The, like the gunpowder depots.
Oh, yes.
And blowing them up. So we might see some of that. It'd be interesting. But
that would be good.
Not a matchup you see too common either.
No, and actually, I mean, Malta regarded as quite a weaker civ. Not weak. They're definitely not weak, but I think it's fair to say that they're like the bottom 50% of the civs. So, while Spain, on the other hand, are definitely on the upper end of that 50%. And Spain are actually pretty strong right now. I did, in case you haven't been following the Lionheart channel, which I'm sure you've got better things to do, Riot Coke, but I did yesterday just reach 2,000 elo with Spain. I've been doing a challenge with Spain to try and reach 2k elo. It's taken me a couple of weeks. It's taken me longer than that. It's taken me a few weeks to get 2k elo, but I managed to do it. And I do, after playing with them for so long, I do really think they are pretty strong civ. One of the reasons, and I always say this about Spain, one of the things I find that's so intimidating about Spain is it's always a guessing game with them. You never know what Spain is going to do. Are they going to do a Pirashiki FF, which is always at the back of your mind? Are they going to do a standard fast fortress? Are they going to go rods? Are they going to go musk? Are they going to do some lancer stuff? Are they going to do a 5 falconet push ass in my base at 10, 11 minutes in the game? Are they going to do the revolt? This is the thing. They've got so many good strategies, and it's so difficult to tell which one they're going to decide to do because you always see the same age up. You always see the fast outpost. You always see it aggressive or defensive. So you always, as the opponent, you're always playing that guessing game. And that's why I feel like Spain are so good, because you're basically double bluffing everything.
Yeah, I mean, congratulations to you, Nilos. Very impressive.
I'm acting like it's my birthday, but yeah.
Funnily enough, I mean, there's parallels to, I don't know if you're actually watching AoE. I mean, it was a while ago now, 3-4 years ago. Comic K did a very similar thing where he tried to get to, I think Colonel, so PR35 back in the day, as China only. He didn't succeed, so you've succeeded where they didn't. But Spain, you were right in the sense of I know you like playing civs like Mexico.
Yeah.
And there's definitely a parallel there because Mexico again is a civ you can kind of do anything with. You're always second guessing them.
Yeah.
And Spain, I think, is kind of a vanilla version of it, where because of the XP income and because it's so much easier to kind of diversify, They do just have some wacky builds you can do.
Indeed, indeed. I'm a little bit intrigued here by what Ezad's doing. He's going very heavy on gold. He's going really heavy on gold. I'm not really sure what he's actually going to do. He has ship capitalism, free vills, which is, you know, the classic at the moment. Starting that TP and getting free vills and capitalism, which is always a really strong start. I like to go for this 5 vil fast fortress. I think it's really, really strong and it's really good eco. Then you just, because I don't know if you know, you can, rather than going 700 gold, you can go 5 villagers and age up almost the same time. You're only like kind of 10 seconds slower. And you haven't wasted a whole resource on a whole cart shipment on 700 gold. And then you can just go straight into 700 wood. And it's really, really good for like pretty much anything.
Very similar. You used to be able to do it with China, where you could not put any villagers on the wonder. And then just mine all the gold instead, which is effectively what Spain's doing now, where you can age up with 5 vills, you then send 700 wood, you overpop yourself, and you're up at the same time. Very defensive outpost, sir.
Yeah, which against Malta, I feel like you want to be aggressive. Kevin is going for this classic greedy build order as well. So he's going for the commandery, then he's going to go for his 700 wood, I believe. And then, yeah, there's 700 wood, and then he'll go for the Wigner Court. The question is what he decides to do after that. Does he stick it out in age 2 and go for the Hussar kind of Expo Musketeer play? Or does he decide to try and get up into age 3? That's always the tricky thing with Malta. They've got insane ecos, insane units late game, but getting to the late game is the biggest problem, and that's the task that Kevin has to overcome here. And we do see Ezad going. I like to call it the Lionheart Fast Fortress because I feel like, you know, I invented it and kind of brought it into the forefront. And so I am going to call it the Lionheart Fast Fortress, which I know is a bit cringe because I'm Lionheart, but that's what we're going to call it. So he's slightly out macroed. His macro's it was okay, but he, you know, over mined on gold just a little bit. And you can, it's now 6 minutes, and he probably clicked up what, 5:55, and you can kind of do it 10 seconds faster than that. So, you know, but only 10 seconds slower than it. So that's not the end of the world, but he is going up with really good eco. And then, yeah, with the 700 wood, he's going to get lots of infrastructure down. The barracks goes down. The market goes down. What I like to do as well in this matchup is as soon as I age up, I get that 1k wood shipment. And that's so important for the veterancy on whether it's musketeers or rods. You can put down a stable and start going kind of like rod lancer, or you can put down an artillery foundry, which is a favorite of mine, Musk Falcon, of course. And then you can like get, you know, you can start spamming falconets. And because you aged up with that 5 villagers, you have the eco to double produce from a barracks and something else like an artillery or a stable. It's a little bit slower, and this is the only downside to it. You don't want to give Malta too much time here. He's already going onto the map with depots, and this is scary because what Kevin needs to do is buy himself time. Use these depots, kind of he's microing with some sentinels here just to try and dwindle that mass down, and he's going to get more depots up, and the more he does this, the more time he buys himself. So in this matchup, I feel like the 700 gold age up might be the safer option, just because you want to get those 2 falconets out as quickly as possible versus Malta. Otherwise, their eco will just be so insane to try and deal with. And look at this. He doesn't know where to go.
No, he's basically in. Would you know what the ranger is on those depots? Because so can he walk in between that kind of treasure on the right hand side, or is that too?
Yeah, maybe just about. But I mean, I don't think he could. I think if it blew up, no, definitely. If he squeezed here, they would all get hit. So that's why there's such a nice depot there, because no matter if he goes in here or round here, he's gonna have to go really far around the outside just to avoid it. Tried to take that treasure there as well, and that was going to be a big blunder because he actually lost a couple of musketeers there, and he's not going to be able to get that 320 XP, which he clearly wanted. I mean,
he can take it quite easily, surely.
And here we are.
Which is effectively a shipment. 1,000 wood coming in as well for Spain.
Yeah,
which obviously
this really is kind of my style of fast fortress here. And it's basically my build order that I did to get to 2k elo. The only problem is it works against, I would say, most civs. It's just difficult versus versus civs like Malta that if you give them too much time, they will be able to deal with it. Go for double barracks.
Malta's going to excel. If Malta can get to age 3, then Spain's kind of pain trade, if you will, is going to kind of collapse. He will get the 320 XP though, which for Spain is huge. It's really probably huge. About 3/4 of a shipment at this point, which in tempo terms is incredible. Another depot going down now though. So Malta playing very defensively now, trying to pen Spain in and kind of stop them from going anywhere. A couple of Falconets coming forward though will probably take down that depot.
Yeah, and this is probably like these Falconets are way too close to that depot as well. He needs to back up. Yeah, I think that depot might do damage to the Falconets. Oh, very, very close. I think it did, but look, only 4 damage. So they just about got out of range before they did too much damage. Let's have a look at Kevin, see what he's doing. So Kevin is deciding to stick this out in age 2. Which is absolutely fine. And those depots, you saw, look how much time this has bought him. Ezad hasn't got into his base really here. He's only really just starting to affect his in-base infrastructure. And it's 10 minutes into the game. So that's the power of having those depots down. And that's how much time he's bought himself. But Ezad's not going to be too unhappy about that. Because Ezad has gone for a nice eco build here. So, this is going to be interesting. This is going to be down to eco versus eco. Depots and commanderies and... but Sentinels, very good musketeer, Lancers. But yeah, this is all going to be how he's going to deal with the 2 Falconets. If he can deal with the 2 Falconets, this is definitely Ezad's game. If he can't, I feel like Kevin might be in some trouble.
He's got 9 Hussar which are going to pop out, and I think that's going to be his push. And these are WH3 Huss from the Order Hussars there. If he can get those couple of Falcons down, he's going to be in a great position. We'll get onto one and get to the second one. I think both Falcons are going to go down.
And that was a really nice pop attack. He does lose most of his cav in the process, but his eco is going to be better than Ezad, so he'll be able to recover better. However, that was such a big button pop from the commandery. I absolutely loved it. I did say that you don't see that big button very often. And he popped it at a really nice timing, and I'm sure Ezad did not expect that. However, the saving grace with this was this tree line. This tree line really coming to the rescue for those Falconets. It made it very difficult for Hussars to kind of micro around them. But now, second time's the charm. Minutemen getting popped. Another 10 Sentinels pop there as well. Is this going to be the game for Kevin? Can Kevin push this back enough here? Can he do enough damage? Got some raiding going on around the back. Hussars versus Hussars. Bows coming in now as well.
Mortar as well. If Kevin stays close to his base, for anyone who didn't know, the Maltese Sentinels actually have more HP. I think more damage as well. Off the top of my head, next to friendly buildings. Do we get a speed buff as well? Bloody hell! Where he really wants to stay back to his base, and there's a couple of crossbow now coming in. All the Maltese units have a HP bonus when you send shipments in.
Yes.
So that's another effectively bonus of the game going on for longer. So the longer the game goes on, the better it's going to be for Kevin. If he can stabilise and kind of hold off this 8 skirm and a 25 musketeer push with a couple of lancers inside, he's going to be in a golden position. A couple of Hussars on the right, which are going to pull back, and a little bit of a raid on the left-hand side from Kevin, but just drawing more time out from Ezad.
Yeah, and look at this. Depot's going down again. Just causing more issues. He's popped it, but no, he's going to run around. He's going to run out just in time. Is he going to do any damage? No.
Ooh,
and this is honestly, I think depots, they're so scary, right? Because this exclamation mark turns up when you decide to blow it up, but it also turns up when you do enough damage to it where it will eventually blow up. So it's really difficult to know. And look how much time that just bought Kevin. Like, this is like 30 seconds to a minute that one depot is buying him. It's kind of insane. And we was talking about buffs that the Sentinels get, right? And you're 100% right. They also get buffs near depots. Depots buff gunpowder attack by, is it 10%? They increase the rate of fire by 10% for Sentinels. So you definitely want depots in your base as well. They also increase the rate of fire for commanderies, TC fire. So yeah, having a depot in base is really good as well. So much defensive tactics capable for Kevin here. The scores are really close, almost neck and neck. And we're going to see like a musketeer lancer play. Is that going to be enough though versus the Sentinels? And Age Up has come in. He did
Sieging
ship
up with
hospitality,
Bo.
so he's going to be able to get these techs for cheap as well. But he wants to wait for those techs to come in. Yeah, look, he's buying his Explorer back. He needs the snare. Is it going to be enough in time, though?
Honestly, as long as you can get those pulling back Lancers, I think may have been a mistake from Ezad. And
Totally agree.
There's going to be a Vilcol here as well. The techs are going to come in just 1 second. Kevin, pull your units back a little bit. We're in now, but we did take a lot of damage around. And the skirms at the back there are going to be doing good damage for Sentinels. He's got villagers in there punching the skirms on the right-hand side. And the momentum of Spain is now dead. Look at the army difference.
Yeah.
Kevin's now, I think, still got a bigger villager mass. And better unit.
There's still depots everywhere around the map as well. And this is exactly what I was talking about by he just needs to buy time. That's all Kevin needs to do in this matchup, is buy as much time as possible. And he's done a fantastic job of doing it. The use of these depots has been absolutely insane. He could actually blow this depot up and it would take the house out, maybe with a villager or two. That would be hilarious if we get to see that. But unfortunately, he doesn't see it in time. But yeah, Kevin done a fantastic job here. And he's now actually up in 2k score. He's in H3 as well. More depots going down. Bows are going to start to come in with the Steel Bolts card. And now this is where Malta become unbeatable. As soon as that Steel Bolts card comes in, it's going to be real scary for Ezad.
I don't know what Ezad does here. I mean, he could mass up Falconets. But at the same time, these crossbows are ridiculous. They beat skirms because they do... Well, typically, if anyone didn't know, bows tend to be stronger DPS-wise, but worse versus heavy infantry. And this is where bows versus skirms, they trade incredibly well, especially next to those depots. I think they get a bonus as well. And unfortunately for Spain, their infantry is just a bit weak. Without having any of the H4 card, and missionaries, their infantry just doesn't kind of hold a candle to Malta's. And look at the range on that siege. It's incredible.
Yeah, it's pretty insane. And he can just retreat to his depot here, look. And he's going to... There's no way for Ezad to push in. He can't push into this depot. He'll just get absolutely mauled. And as soon as he runs away, yeah, he can blow this depot up. And he'll be able to find. But the max is well in his favour here. The Expos are going to try and manoeuvre into position to take care of these messages. But... yeah, this is looking really...
That depot actually makes a choke that he can't go through.
Yeah.
A couple of musketeers are going to... Oh, Sentinels are going to get picked off from the Lancers on the right-hand side, but...
Ezad
all the resources now... And there's GG.
And there is GG. And Ezad did this kind of... I call it the Lionheart Fast Fortress, and he went for that 1k wood. He decided to go for double barracks, and I feel like that was a mistake. He did get a stable down as well. I know I'm a Musk Falc, enjoyer, but I really feel like getting an artillery down and getting more Falconets out, maybe building some rods and pure musketeers would have been enough to take down this infrastructure and depots a lot quicker. Although, this is exactly why you do a forward outpost. The reason for the forward outpost is so you can keep an eye out on all these depots that are going on and you can try and kill this Explorer really quickly. So maybe a little bit of a build order mistake there by Ezad, but again, can't take any away from Kevin there. He played that perfectly.
Yeah, and actually a matchup again you don't see too often. And even at the start, you had Minimalt saying that really thought you could basically walk in and just FF as Spain and basically destroy Malta, but obviously not. It's not the case. Those depots and the placements from Kevin, I think, securing the game now. Just for time. I think they're 50 wood, aren't they? They're very cheap.
50 wood, 50
to build. 50 wood, 50 gold. So 100 resources, and it bought them so much time. Each one was effectively buying them 30, 40 seconds.
It might actually be 60 now. I think it got nerfed slightly. Yes, so it's 60 wood, 60 gold.
Still 120 resources for the amount of time of it.
Yeah, exactly.
Built them. And again, they create just chokes on the map. And for a map like Great Plains, where yes, you can go all around the side, but your most fights are going to end up next to that middle native TP. And incredibly well played by Kevin.
Yeah, exactly. And I know because I have been in that position. I've played Kevin's Malta. I've played lots of good Maltas. I've played it with Spain. And so I know exactly how that game goes. And you have a very good, very strong timing with Spain. But if you miss that timing and you give Malta too long, bang, they're gonna just overpower you. And with all of their superior units, and yeah, even getting to age 3 there. Really nice game by Kevin. So well played to him. Let's have a look, see what's going on.
It's time to probably invite Triff Gaming as well onto the cast.
Yes.
I'll dip out. I don't know if he's here.
You could probably. We could have 3. I mean, is there a reason we couldn't have 2 co-casters? Or is 3 a crowd? I don't know.
I
think 3's a party, baby. Let's go. Hello, everybody.
How you doing, Triff?
I'm amazing. How are you guys?
Good.
How's it, brilliant? I love the energy. I hear, Triff, you're somewhat of a Yu-Gi-Oh enjoyer. Is that right?
Oh, that's right. I'm the biggest Yu-Gi-Oh enjoyer. I'm a Yu-Gi-Oh YouTuber, but my secret love is Age of Empires. Every single time I try and stream Age of Empires, I lose about 99% of my viewership, but it's all good. This is my real love. And yeah, how's everyone doing? Congrats, Kevin, for winning. I was actually low-key supporting Ezad. A little sad he lost, but that's all good.
Yeah, well, so basically what you're saying, Triff, is that Yu-Gi-Oh is your wife, and Age of Empires 3 is that cheeky mistress. Is that mistress
exactly.
you get to see every now and then? Okay, love it. It's that little bit of excitement.
Exactly. And the amount of times I have quit Age of Empires, I'm about to go to bed, and then Lionheart just decides to post some crazy 12-minute Fast Imperial video. And I'm like, you know what? I unquit the game, and then I go back to Age of Empires. It's unbelievable the amount of times I go back to my mistress.
Oh, you are too kind. And yeah, we've all been there. I've quit the game about 100 times before, but we always come crawling back.
That's right.
Take a break, but you can never fully leave.
Exactly. Right, so I will check in with Ezad and Kevin to see what's going on. Okay, scores on the doors. We have the civilization picks. So Kevin is going for Ethiopia. We've definitely seen him play Ethiopia quite a lot, so there's definitely going to be plenty to talk about. And then Ezad is going to go as Otto. So Ezad going for these Botto FF civs. Not like Ezad at all, actually, but he plays every civ really well, so I'm going to be interested to see how he decides to play this. So, Triff, what's your take on these 2 civilizations? How do you think this game
I'm
goes?
going to call it right now. I'm going to look into my fortune. What's it called? The fortune tellers have that ball, that crystal ball. I'm looking at my crystal ball. Ezad's going to go fast industrial, 5 great bombards, and he's going to overwhelm Kevin. Calling it now.
Love it. All right, well, they are in, so let me double check. Can you actually see my game going on, Triff? Am I sharing my screen with you as well?
Here, I'll watch from yours. Yeah, I'll watch right now.
You should be able to see from my Discord.
Nice. Yes, I see that.
Excellent. Just because the stream's a little bit, it will be a little bit behind. So, no, I think that's cool. All 3 of us are in here, so let's. We've got a party going, boys. This is fun.
That's right.
Certainly
that's right.
saves my voice as well from the amount of.
You know what? The average person's view of a party might be, drinks, some girls. I would much prefer just to watch some Age of Empires.
Oh,
the boys.
Yeah. And I'll tell you what, we can have some virtual drinks as well between us. So, cheers, boys.
That's right. So some protein powder. That would be nice. I just actually got back from the gym. My biceps are oozing strength right now. So there's still nothing else I prefer to do than to watch this beautiful game. And I really do hope I see a fast industrial. When I see 5 great bombards from Ottoman in probably 11, 12 minutes, you could get that out. It just feels unstoppable if you don't get rushed before that, obviously.
Yeah, no, and definitely a very Karim-esque game there. And funny enough,
GOAT.
Karim is back, and I've already seen him doing the industrial with the Otto. And do you know what? I'm gonna do some on my stream next, I think, because whenever I see Karim play, I thought, imagine someone with good micro doing that build order. I swear they'd be top 10.
Bro, that's how I feel about all of me playing. My micro is absolutely awful, by the way. I suck micro-wise, but I'm an evil genius. I have such insane builds. I just know, man, if this is in the hands of an actually 2,000 player ELO, they're just not losing a game.
Excellent. All right, well, I'm going to go into the map intro vid. I believe we do have one for Saguenay, so I'll catch you boys on the game.
Yo, is it just me or is snow maps ugly?
I actually think Saguenay is one of the best looking maps.
If only there was something about snow. You guys ever
Summer
play
or
FIFA and it's like
winter,
it's a little snowing?
there is
You're like,
no
what the
shortage
heck?
of resource
You know?
It's very
Constructing defenses
contrasting.
on the islands in the sea or nearby the Cree and Huron
You're not
settlements
surprised you're
will
not
help
saying
control
that.
the
You know how
ocean.
Will used to say
Forming an
Saguenay?
alliance with
It's
either of
Saguenay.
these natives will
All the time.
unlock some fantastic economic options.
Saguenay, yeah.
The position of the trading route varies, but is always in the middle of the map.
Right, there's the map vid. I can't hear the voiceover, but I'm sure you guys just heard it. It's beautiful. Let's kick off into the game. How was that, boys? Did you enjoy that? I can't hear it,
This is
but I
gonna
hope
be
you
absolutely
guys are
epic.
watching. Okay, let's kick off. Glad to have you boys, Riot and Triff, with me. This is going to be a good one. This is going to be fun. So we've got on the left side of the map over here, Ezad playing as the Ottomans, regarded as probably, I mean, one of the best in the game, probably around the 4th or 5th
S-tier.
spot. Oh, definitely. And we're all friends here. We can all admit that this is an S-tier civ. Actually, though, I was talking about Ottoman earlier, and I don't actually see them on the ladder as much as I used to last patch. I wonder why that is. Any thoughts?
I don't know.
I think people just cannot compete with the mystical Kareem, so they just felt that they would retire Ottoman to allow Kareem to play it. Perhaps that is the reason.
Do you know what? I think that theory, we don't even need any evidence to support that. I totally agree that is the theory. That's the hypothesis. No, that is fact. So, excellent.
That must be why people don't use the 5 settler 700 wood combo, the Lionheart for Spain, because they just decided to retire it just for you.
Hey, I'm 2K Elo now with Spain. I never have to play that civilization ever again. I can actually have fun with the game now.
That's sad. I can't be the only person that watches Lionheart videos on YouTube, sees Spain, and just like sits back with a beer and think, oh, this is just going to be the best 30 minutes ever. I'm a big Spain enjoyer.
Well, I have to admit, I say that I'm never going to play them again. I actually think they're my best civ now, so I'm kind of stuck playing with them.
I think they are. I don't see you lose much with them. There's something about them. You actually mentioned it earlier in game 1. They could do a variety of things, and you can't even foretell it.
Exactly.
So many things Spain can do. I personally love the Piroshiki, but there's just so many options, and it really keeps your opponent on edge because they don't know exactly what they're going to prepare for.
Exactly, and no matter how much scouting that they do, the build order for the FI or the FF or the Eco FF, it's all the same. It's always that 700 gold or 5 villagers into 700 wood. So it's always so difficult, even if you scout it, to know what they're going to do. And that's obviously, yeah, like I said, that's one of the biggest problems when you're playing Spain. But onto this game, let's have a quick look at decks. Age up already coming in for Ezad at 2 minutes 19. He has gone up with the TP. He's shipped 3 villagers. Let's have a quick look at his deck. No schooners in here, which is not like Ezad, I have to say. I feel like Ezad is somewhat of the water enjoyer. But we're not going to see any crazy water boom by the looks of it, unless he decides to do a water boom with 700 wood, 600 wood instead of schooners. So maybe we'll see some fast fortress play here. It is called 1v1C, but that could just be kind of defensive C as opposed to eco C.
Yeah.
We'll keep an eye on.
What do you think of not having that Moss card for H3? Do you think that's mandatory for Ottoman?
The H3 one.
The mosque, the cheaper mosque text.
Yeah.
If
That's banned in some tournaments, isn't it?
Well, the problem is, there's no point in having that card if you don't even have the mosque card in there. So.
Yeah, like a combination. Yeah. I think there's unbelievable value, resource-wise.
Oh, 100%.
Unreal value.
It did get nerfed last patch, so the free cannons now cost gold, don't they? But you can get around that by just aging up with 1k gold into Industrial Age, so it doesn't really matter too much. But okay, might see a dot go down. Looks like he did a couple of mosque techs here to get some faster villagers. So classic Ezad, doing anything to get some eco up. We'll see if there's going to be any age 2 play. Let's have a quick look over at Kevin, see what he's going to do. He's about halfway aged up right now. What's he going? Looks like he might be building a TP. He's chopping wood for it. Anytime today, Kevin? There he goes. Okay. Ethiopia, a civilization I've played quite a bit as well. So I know what they're capable of. Being a Fast Fortress enjoyer, I don't know if you guys know, but my motto on this game is, why play Age 2 when you can play Age 3? You know, Age 3, you just get more units, more cards. I just don't understand people that enjoy playing Age 2. To me, it doesn't make sense, but...
Words to live by. Words to live by.
There you go. There you go. Lionheart, words to live by.
Guys, why bench 225 when you could bench 315? You know, why play H2 when you could just play H3?
Thank you. Amen. It's just logical, right? Just logical. And Triff, I feel like you're somewhat of a gym enjoyer. We could probably have some really good discussions about that as well, because that's another passion of mine. But I don't want to get too carried away.
Well, now that you're married, you're going to need something to do other than just hang out with your wife and play Age of Empires.
Yeah, something just to get out of the house. It's either alcohol or bench pressing. So, you know, I know which one I'll go for. Maybe a bit of both. Anyways.
Bit of both.
Yeah. So Kevin going for 700 gold here. So it does look like he's probably going to be going for a Fast Fortress build here. I do like the Fast Fortress build from Ethiopia. I always say the Fast Fortress from Ethiopia is very strong, except against civilizations that Fast Fortress with 2 Falconets. I know that's quite wordy and quite specific, but there's a reason for that, because their what do you call it? Their artillery piece is the Sebastopol mortar, and the Sebastopol mortar is absolutely great. I think it's a great unit. It's basically like a cross between a mortar and a heavy cannon. The only problem is it sucks versus other artillery pieces, so it just gets absolutely destroyed by 2 Falconets, particularly a 2 Falconet card that other civilizations can make. But you know, I appreciate he's going up to Fortress now. He's going to ship that Big Benny as well. That's going to give him the wood. That's going to give him the infrastructure to get down. What's the unit he's going to make? That's the question. Aging up with the Somalis. Right, Coke, you must be thinking, what on earth is going on with this game right now? I don't know. Are you an Africa enjoyer?
I know how Ottomans work. He hasn't got the card, which I guess I qualifies to an extent. But yeah, I mean, Ottoman's just going for very standard FF, isn't he? Africa obviously would go for probably Somalis, the Darudes, I think they're called, which actually are anti-artillery, if I
yeah. So the
correctly.
Somali Darudes are the really long-range skirmishers that have anti-artillery properties. Yeah, so they are. There is a really good card in H3 as well, which we'll just double check to see if he has. He doesn't actually have it. However, it looks like he's got the Jesuit allies instead of the Somali allies, because the Jesuits are basically a Dragoon type unit which have anti-artillery properties as well. So I guess that's his way around doing it. Ezad, though,
That's got to be
Go on.
That's got to be Lionheart's favorite unit from your last YouTube video, eh?
Do you know what? I thought Ace was going to win that, and I thought, that bloody Jesuit ally, if only that wasn't in the game, I would have won. I managed to, by the skin of my teeth, take that game off Ace. And of course,
that was an incredible video.
Yeah, it was a really good game. That's why
I love games like that. I kind of get a sense that this game will be like that. So back and forth, like 5 different times the tide changes. You think one person's going to win, but then the next person wins.
And that's what I love about this game so much, is like the tempo shift always happens, and there's so many like big button abilities, tempo shifts, you know, batches, you know, there's so much comeback mechanics in this game, and that's exactly the reason we all love it. Ezad going for a bit of H2 play here, by the way, not going for the Fast Fortress that we predicted him to do. So he's got a decent mass of Janissaries. Going up against these Gaskenyas, which are still H2 as well. So Janissaries would probably win that battle. 2 Falconets coming out. I think that's a pretty safe opening. He did make this Artillery Foundry as well. So maybe we're going to see some Musk Falc from Ezad.
He's popped quite badly as well. I think he's just bought some wood, has he? Or
he has, yeah.
Did he chop it?
Marcus bought.
But yeah, he's now, look how many villagers are on that house, 4 or 5. So now he's only just getting in some extra Janissaries, and I think probably going to go for some Abascans as well. I'd be surprised if he didn't. But quite a slow push. And as you said, really, I mean, Ethiopia struggles against an early Falconet push, and realistically, this 8 minutes and 40 seconds is really quite slow for Ottomans to get their jams and their Falcs out.
Yeah, and that's exactly what I was saying, that these 2 Falconets could be a big problem. I mean, he's got Neftenia, Gaskenyas, and it looks like he might just try and overpower with basic units. And Ezad biting off a little bit more than he can chew there. And it looks like he might lose both those falconets. That's really unfortunate. Just elite Somali ESOC warriors in the mix here as well, and they're basically musketeers, Gasqueñas on steroids. So just brute forcing the 2 falconets there. And the biggest issue for Ezad is that gives him the ability to now ship the Sebastopol mortar and be quite free, you know, not be too worried about the artillery taking that down. So that could be a trick here, and I wonder if Kevin will that will be part of his decision making now that 2 falconets are down. And
what's so nice about those ESA warriors as well is they work by Carolines, where they've got the 2x versus cavalry, but also they've got 14 range, and Jans only have 12, so they can kind of kite the Jans if he tries. He's got some Nathaniel, but they've mostly gone down. But a lot of Shoto warriors on the top right, which will probably get a decent raid in as well. And a couple of Abbas will be going to come up from that artillery fountain if he's not lucky. They pop on the right side.
Yeah, so basically a very standard Jan Abbas kind of semi-fast fortress here from Ezad, and we've all been there. We've all lost to that Jan Abbas mass, and but it's somewhat of kind of a age gone past with this Janissary Abbas build. Definitely the meta with Otto is to kind of do that semi-cav build, and then you kind of you go Abbas Cavalry Archer, which is such a more effective composition than Janissaries and Abbas guns. But Ezad just staying true and faithful to what he knows and going for the classic Jan Abbas.
Abbas at this point is... It leaves something to be desired, really. You can't really do much, really, for Abbas, because you need a decent amount to actually to engage. And, I mean, Ethiopia is going to have a better economy as the game goes on, right? So...
I think if these Abbas are about to connect, because there's about to be like 15 in total, if they connect with the army, like this could be game changing. An entire Abbas switch, because the majority of the army right now is Jan, but he's about to have like 15 Abbas. If they like fully connect, that could be game changing. That could do serious damage.
Still age 2 though, mind. He hasn't upgraded into age 3 yet, which is that massive upgrade for Abbas actually.
No, I can't be the only one that thinks this, but wouldn't you guys think that if you could just get 3 TCs up ASAP with Ottoman, like ASAP, and just let the villagers build in their own time? I know I'm only 1300 elo, but I am a genius in my own right. I think that just in the long run, if you could just survive, that just wins the game. If you could just survive as the game goes on. But we'll see. There's big fights going down right now. This is game changing. Whoever wins this fight. Okay, then they're just moving away.
The positioning is actually very good for Ezad here as well. He's got the trees. He's got that hunt, which will stop all the Shotel warriors, which are actually, by the looks of it, in his base. I think on the left-hand side. That wasn't. No, it was the TP being his color. My mistake. But he has a number of Shotel warriors which are running around. Which is going to be difficult to deal with, as he's got a very immobile army as Ottoman.
Yeah, and like Trip was saying, you know, when you start getting that big Abbas gun mass, it is scary. Even if they're age 2 Abbas guns, we've seen how much damage they can output. There is one thing about Abbas guns, though. There is somewhat of a relatively high skill ceiling with Abbas guns, because if you've got really finicky micro and you can kind of drag box like 3 or 4 of them and lots of little groups, you can literally murder like 10 units at a time. So there is definitely like a skill ceiling with the micro for Abbas. But you can. The difficult thing is with only having Janissaries here, they're just everything's gonna get absolutely melted by the Shotter warriors, and they're just gonna be on top of the Abbas guns, right on top of their arse. And the Abbas guns aren't gonna be able to fire attack move like they want to. He's gonna have to manually micro the Abbas guns onto these other units to get the full damage output, and that takes its toll, and that's really difficult to micro that finicky, especially when you're getting absolutely hounded like this. And yeah, it's just a simple max over the quality of the units here, and those shots
crazy. All you saw was just plus 12 yellows.
Yeah, it's just losing them early.
Yeah, this might be over just on the spot. This is, if Ezad can come back from this, he's the GOAT.
Yeah, you've got 2,500 score difference, which is...
come on, Ezad, we're sending you your energy. We're all auto enjoyers. Let's go.
Spirit bomb energy. It's going to you,
Ezad.
Ezad.
About to say
it wasn't enough.
Spirit bomb. Everyone in the chat, we need a spirit bomb for Ezad. Oh, no, too late. That's chat's fault. Chat, you guys didn't give the spirit bomb energy fast enough.
That is true, and Kevin is a freezer in this matchup, and the spirit bomb just wasn't big enough, unfortunately. And well played, though. Really well played to Kevin. Ezad I think just playing that way too standard, playing that almost like an EP, matchup there. And like I said,
would you say the 2 Falc was a little bit too early, or do you think it was enough timing for him to bring it out early?
It was too early,
It's for
but it's just he didn't have enough Janissaries. And the problem with Janissaries is, especially in this matchup, we saw it, right? These Coyote runners, I can't remember what you call them, the Shotter Warriors, right? The biggest problem with Otto, okay, when they go Jan Abbas, is Cav. That's always their biggest weakness. And these Shotter Warriors act as a cavalry unit, because when Shotter Warriors approach this mass, right, Abbas guns can't attack move on these Gascanias and these Conquistadors. So what they have to do, the Janissaries have to go into melee mode, and the Abbas guns have to micro them manually onto Gascania, and that's nowhere near as efficient as having attack move. So when you get hounded by cavalry type units, it's just what this Janissary Abbas composition is weak against. And Kevin took full advantage of that. If he didn't have cavalry archers, Janissaries just weren't going to cut the mustard, I'm afraid. And that's exactly a great example of what Jan Abbas is weak against and how to beat it.
And if you go back to when he pushed out as well, he pushed out. It's the difficulty where he went for 2 Falcons, both too early and too late, in the sense that if he had a larger Falcon mass, waited for that kind of Jan Abbas play, and had 2 Falcons at the back of it, he might have actually been able to make it work. But he went out kind of that mid game, where he had 15 Jans, and he ends up running into that kind of mass of the I forgot the name of them, Somali units, and a couple of Nathanias, and losing the 2 Falcons that early just because he didn't have enough Jans, it puts you so far back as Ottoman that it's difficult to kind of get back from it at all.
And no Mamelukes or Spahi, you know, why play Otto if you don't make Spahi or Mamelukes? Just feels bad, man.
And actually not having 2 frigate in deck is quite disappointing, if you ask me, with a map like that, because he could have saved the Falcons, bringing them back into a frigate or whatnot. Which on a map like Saguenay is really one of your strongest kind of feats as a European civ, to have that frigate in deck.
Definitely. Well, good game. I certainly enjoyed that, and we will wait very patiently.
Reverse sweep incoming.
Oh, could it happen? I mean, if one person can make it happen, it's certainly Ezad. But Ezad being
all right, guys, let's
2
call
down. Wow.
Hey, stranger things have happened in the world, gentlemen. I'm gonna just name a random civ out there. I get a sense that Ezad is gonna play the Brits next.
Interesting. Well, he's not going to be playing it next game. I hate to break it to you, because the scores on the doors are in, and it's going to be Kevin playing his main civilization, the Haudenosaunee. I love watching Kevin's Haudenosaunee going up against Ezad's Inca. Now that is scary.
Oh. This is going to be a nice matchup.
Right.
Is this on Cascade Range?
Game number 3 is on. It will show me in a second. Cascade Range, yes it is.
Very interesting map for Haudenosaunee. Obviously, they're quite strong natives, and so Inca also have very strong natives as well. But typically, you'd want a map of a trading post for Haudenosaunee. So it's an interesting pick, definitely.
I think it's a good map.
It has the water. Right?
Yeah, that's the thing. So I think we'll see the kind of semi-water play by Haudenosaunee. And Inca don't need a TP. Inca are just lane no matter what the map is. So I think it's quite a strategic civilization picks for both these guys, and I think both these guys have picked well here. I think both Inca and Haudenosaunee do well. I could have even expected Ezad to pick India on this map as well, another good non-TP civilization. But yeah, I think it's a pretty good pick for both.
Yeah, I think the difficulty of India is India does actually quite struggle versus Haudenosaunee, just because of the skirmishes. The Indian skirmishes are quite weak versus the forest battles. But we don't see that matchup. We see Inca versus Haudenosaunee.
Indeed. Okay, so I don't know if we have a map intro vid for Cascade Range, but I will double check. So if not, I will just go straight into the game, and I will see you guys there. We don't, I'm afraid. Hence why we are straight into this game. But never mind. And I promise everyone I will get all of the maps, map intro vids. I do have most of them, I believe, but haven't quite got all of them. But anyways, the interesting part. Here we are. Cascade Range, a non-TP map. We saw this. What did we see in the Bram game? I think that was an India versus Hausa. India versus Hausa. And that was an absolutely cracking game. That went on for about 40 minutes, I believe. And that was absolutely great game. Lots of tempo shifts in that game as well. But Haudenosaunee versus Inca. This is bound to be an absolute firecracker of a game. Native civs, kind of Inca. I think one of the... You either love Inca or you hate them. You know, you love playing with them, but you hate playing against them. And I think that says it all, right? So, how's this game going to go, guys?
Dock for Inca. Which is interesting because obviously on the opposite side of the map, you now have Kevin building a dock for Houdinaise on the left-hand side. So both players going for early docks, which I think is probably better for Kevin here, right? Because
definitely
Inca want to be building those cancer houses, and they can't now because they're going to have to put some of their resources into boats.
You know, this is very Ezad-esque, isn't it? Doing this kind of, you know, he'll build probably about 5 or 6 boats, and he won't touch the water again the entire game. So I've seen Ezad pull this strategy off with so many different types of civs. So it's not just Inca. He knows exactly what he's doing here. However, I somewhat agree with you that I feel like it would just be much more efficient to go double cancha. And if you want to add boats in, just go and add it later once you're nearly full cancha boom. But you know, Ezad's obviously got something in mind, and there's also the element of maybe wanting to deny Kevin the right side of the pond, so he can keep an eye on this side of the water, just in case Kevin goes a little bit too greedy. Haudenosaunee, on the other hand, you know, this is very much to be expected. This is a classic kind of semi-water. He'll get about, 3 boats, I think? 3 or 4 boats. And then again, you know, he probably won't touch the water for a large part of the game either. But it's really nice eco as well. And like I said, the last series, this game, you'd be surprised. This map is actually quite scarce on the herds. If we have a look, there's only 1 extra herd on the left here for Kevin. He's got 1 on the left side of the map. And then the other 2, basically in the middle of the map. Same for Ezad as well. He's got 2 herds, and that's it. And there's 1 very far on the right side of the map. So having this water option is a really strategic, smart play by both of these guys here.
Yeah, and one thing to know about this map in particular, has very low. The treasures are quite weak. So obviously the native civs are very, very strong in terms of their chiefs and explorers, but all the treasures are small. There's only kind of 50 wood and small food and coin treasures. So they won't be able to take advantage of the power of the explorers. But wood, I mean, I can't actually see what treasures both players have picked up. But if either of them have picked up wood, it effectively gives them more boat, which is in Age 1 is going to be really, really important swing treasures here.
Yeah, it just looks like lots of food and coin for both the guys. So pretty much no wood treasures. I think there was a wood treasure at the start for Ezad, but it doesn't look like there's any more. And if you take a look at we try and go over the mathematics here, and you know, I'm definitely no mathematician, but we take a look at these 3 boats here. Each boat is gathering 0.67 food, and what's this? A 200 down payment for the dock, and then how much is a boat each? Is it 70? Yeah, it is. So 74, so 200, another 210. So basically 300 in boats and 200 dock here. So that's what, 500 resources of wood. That's what, 2 houses? Just 2.5 cancer houses, which are 0.6 food per second. So actually, when you look at the map, it's actually quite intelligent, the kind of semi-water that he's decided to go for here. Obviously, cancer houses don't run out of food, and they're an infinite food source, so there is that element to take into it as well. But I think this water play is quite smart.
Also delays your house boom later on, because obviously as Inca, you are going to be sending in that Age 2 card, which boosts your cancer houses. And it kind of delays your ability to send that in, which would probably outscale the fishing boat. So it's a short-term play in the sense of if you were to go for the cancer houses instead, you'd end up with a larger economy later on. But it's definitely very interesting. Kind of an obscure way to play. We do see a native TP post going down Kevin here, which I believe is the Nootka Clubmen, which are incredibly strong units when it comes to sieging.
Indeed, and very cheap on the wood as well. And I didn't know you could actually batch Nootka Clubmen more than 5. Wow, so like the Insurgents, you can actually batch train 10 Nootkas at a time. And at 5 minutes 12, we're going to see 10 Nootka Clubmen out on the field. That's actually really scary. The big button from the TC.
I was also today years old when I figured that out. That's insane.
Yeah, I'm not the only one, so that makes me feel a little bit happier. Being a caster, I should probably know that.
Saves that forward war hut as well.
He does.
Which is huge. If that went down, that would be GG. Kevin might as well just quit and go to the next game. But Plume Spearman versus a Nootka. Those Nootka are far more efficient. They have higher base damage, worse versus cavalry, but you're not going to be seeing a huge amount of cavalry from the American player here. Those 2 war huts going down quite forward, actually, from Ezad, so they might get taken down from some chip damage from the Nootka Clubmen, which have 28 siege each. And they can go into cover mode, so they effectively have 400 HP versus building.
I feel like it was a little bit of a mistake for the Nootka Clubmen. They should have been around the base a lot sooner. I know he tried to defend that war hut, but the moment that it was safe and he defended it, he should have been straight into the base, waiting for these 2 war huts to come in, because he's allowed Ezad to get 2 war huts in a very defensive position here. Whilst if these Nootka Clubmen were kind of right in front of his face, he would have had to kind of move these war huts, or he would have sacrificed at least one of them going down. So I feel like that was a little bit of a mistake by Kevin there, and I wonder if that's going to be quite costly to him.
And actually, funny enough, Ezad going for a native TP himself by the looks of it. On the top right. Which are really quite strong, actually, Klamath. They're effectively skirmishers. But apparently they can also gather resources from natural resources, etc. They're hunts, basically.
Yeah.
So they work with
a bizarre unit, but pretty good nonetheless.
Been changed a fair amount, and some quite good upgrades there as well in terms of damage for the Klamath, which you can get in Age 2. So a bit of a native fight here, but interestingly, this is where Houdinay, they excel because they have some incredibly good Age 2 and Age 3 cards related to native units.
Yeah, and really going for full-on natives here. Native treaties now coming in as well. He's gone for the second TP, the native, for the Nootka, so he's going to be able to... How much is it? It's about 16? Yeah, so 16. So now his build limit is going to be double that, so 32. 2 plus 2 is 4, quick math. And yeah, I mean, 32 Nootka at this stage of the game is going to be pretty scary, although the walls are coming up for Ezad, and that could be a bit of a problem. But let's have a look at the stats of these Klamath riflemen. 135 HP, 25 ranges, 10 ranged attack with multipliers versus heavy infantry. They're okay, but I think they're more of a kind of a tanky skirm than anything else. 25% range is pretty nice.
They come into their own when you get the upgrades, because one of them is 50% attack, if I remember correctly. You can get in. But they think they've been changed since I last saw them, I'll be honest, because they used to be a bit better than that. But still quite a scary mass in terms of there's a lot of siege there he can work with. And obviously those Klamath work as well as anything against other skirmishers. So a diverse army, and really Kevin needs to use this. He needs to push forward before he kind of sitting on his laurels and not doing anything, before Ezad outbooms him.
Yeah, I mean, he is going to take the map, and if he can contain Ezad, then, I mean, that's a pretty win. But like I said, you're kind of right. I mean, the herds on this map are really scarce, but what do Kanchas do? Oh, look, they get food, and Chincha Brewing is already in as well, so they're getting that 0.96 food trickle. So Ezad is never going to run out of food this entire game, so that's one thing that Kevin definitely has to have in mind.
Kevin is sending in that combat, which I think is 15%, 20%, I can't actually remember correctly. But will boost his units significantly. But one thing he's got a problem with here is he can only really make 10 Klamath, or 9 Klamath, I can't remember what the total build limit is. But on the other hand, you've got Ezad, who's just going to be pumping out those Jungle Bowmen, which effectively counter all those Nootkas. There's a lot of Canyon K horsemen on the field there.
Yeah, I definitely think that's a really nice response. And he kind of, Kevin needs to kind of bait Ezad out here. He can't take this on, especially with the cab. He can't take this in base with these 2 wall huts, these walls. So he needs to kind of bait Ezad out somehow and hope Ezad kind of takes the bait, comes into the middle of the map here, and then he can get a really nice flank with these Canyon Horsemen. If he can't do that, I don't know how he wins from here. Maybe he ages up, tries Forest Prowlers, but yeah, he definitely needs to find a way to try and bait Ezad into the middle of the map here and try and pray for Gaja that he can get the cab can connect on the bows here. Conservative tactics coming in now. That's going to be all actually. That's a pretty nice guard. So infantry get upgrades, and that obviously counts for the natives as well, which is nice. Which now have 156 HP. And this is exactly what I was talking about. Ezad's taking the bait. He decides it's time to go. He's maybe worried Kevin might be going for the age up. He sees the cab now, and he's wondering why on earth he decided to do this. But he does have plenty of pikes, so as long as these pikesmen can go down, the Nooker needs to snare. They need to connect. If they can just connect, he might be good here. It's going to be close. The Nooker are getting involved. The Klamath, they need to fire down these pikemen. And are the cab going to stay alive long enough?
It's all down to micro here from Kevin. These nukes can soak so much damage. 250 HP for an H2 unit. Those Canyon Horsemen are 285 HP. Yes, they're going to be going down to those Boom Spearmen. The Explorer going down now as well. But honestly, quite a good fight there for Kevin. But Ezad's still massive economy. His army is still up and running. He's got those rules up where Kevin really can't push behind this. And even though it was a mistake for Ezad to push out, I don't know what Kevin has to really punish this push out from Ezad.
Yeah,
I just gotta say, that was some of the best value of 5 wood like you will ever see.
Oh, don't get me started, Biff, on 5 wood and these gates. Oh god. But yeah, really nice use of the walls there. Defensive play by Ezad. And again, you know, he's fine. He's happy. He's sitting behind Cancer Booming. Let's have a quick look at Ezad. He's maxed Cancers. He's got Chincha in his cards that come in. You know, he's got lots of upgrades for his bows. No Chimu's out just yet. But maybe that will be something that he's going to consider. And he's basically just going bow pike right now. And Inca do it one of the best. So looking pretty dicey right now for Kevin. He's going to have to pull something out of the bag. Otherwise, I think this is going to go the way of the Inca.
He's also got those two Rafts in his deck, which may seem like an odd pick for this map in particular, but if he can get them down on the left-hand side of the map into kind of Kevin's pond there, he'd take out the dock, he'd take out the all the fishing boats and also kind of square off a lot of the land on the left-hand side of the map. But you do see Kevin now pushing up on the top right-hand corner, pushing into Ezad's base, kind of going in, trying to make something out of it. But I don't think he's going to get anything out of it because there's so many buildings.
Yeah, and a really nice timing from Chimu runners here, and it could have been such a beautiful raid, but the Chimu runners are really going to disturb that, and that's important. I mean, he is going to lose a few villagers, but is the Chimu runners going to go down? That's the question, and I think because he's attacking villagers, he's not attacking the Chimus, and the Chimus are going to clean up, and that's unfortunate. I hate to say it, I think that's going to be GG. If he could kill all of these Chimus and villagers, it was probably, he's in the game still, but if he can't do that, he's going to lose the game, and now it's Ezad's turn. They're basically doing a base trade right now, and I think it's easy to see that Ezad is the one that's going to come out on top of that base trade.
I think he could just win for a base trade bluntly. He had 2 war huts and was shooting in base. Kevin did have 2 war huts, but they're forward. And now he's getting harassed in his own base. And Plume Spearman, huge siege on those units. And now he's getting cleaned up. Kevin's units all but gone. And Ezad basically has free reign of the map, going to be taking down all the TCs. And honestly, there's the GG.
Yeah, really nice game. Really cool native build there by Kevin, but it's just so difficult versus Inca. You know, Inca can turtle and sit on their backsides for the entirety of the game, so trying to force the agenda onto Inca is always a risky business, and unfortunately just didn't pay off. I do like that Kevin had clearly strategically planned this sort of build out, which is really good to see. He's clearly been practicing that build, but unfortunately, I think because his opponent was Inca, it just didn't pay off, unfortunately. village account's pretty close.
Reverse sweep.
He said it. I think we might have jinxed Kevin, and I'm definitely going to blame Triff if that's the case.
Yo, Kevin's also an amazing player. I'm pretty sure this was Kevin. One time I was on a 3v3, and I'm pretty sure it was his alt, and he was with his friends. Yo, when I say he dusted me and my buddies, holy, it was unbelievable.
He's currently he's top 10 right now, isn't he? I think Kevin, or he certainly was a little while ago. So yeah, he's absolutely beast of a player. But excellent games.
Both players incredibly high in terms of rankings nowadays. And actually, funny enough, Kevin and Ezad both being players who were quite strong in going way back to kind of before DE even came out. So they're proper veterans of the game. So it's not a surprise that these players are both playing excellently.
Indeed. Okay, so we are going to be going on to game number 4. If we get that reverse sweep, it will definitely be going to game number 5.
So
yeah, I don't know if you guys are watching or not watching or knowing what's going on with the Dylan Dennis Logan Paul thing. Yo, the boxing ring just erupted. They have like the fight just ended, and it's swarmed with like security and stuff. It's like Conor McGregor versus Khabib. You know what thing that happened then?
Yeah.
Basically that just happened right now.
Oh wow. What happened? Isn't KSI fighting? Is that right?
Yeah, KSI is fighting right now, right after this. Logan Paul just won. He embarrassed Dylan Dennis, but I know you're English. Do English people like cheer for their own? Like, are you guys all cheering for KSI? Wait, Tommy Fury's also English.
Yeah, he's also English.
Tommy Fury,
he's Tommy. Yeah, what's his name? Fury's
Tyson Fury's
cousin, I think.
I went to England once for Yu-Gi-Oh tournament, and after I said this, all my friends corrected me, but they're totally wrong. Man, the women in England are just absolutely beautiful. Like I can't stress that enough. And they corrected me, but they're so beautiful.
Yeah, in London maybe. Try going outside of
London. Yeah. Try going to the southwest, and then you realize.
Go up to Newcastle.
That's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair. That's where I was, London. Everyone was just wow. I couldn't believe it. They were all absolutely beautiful. Like there was no ugly girls. Like even let's say they were a little on the chubby side, at least they had a beautiful face. If they had a beautiful face, like there's just zero like under 7s, you know. Anyways,
well,
more importantly than girls,
I could certainly show you some back alleys of London where you would definitely find your fair share of munters. Trust me.
Oh god.
It was great. The only thing I didn't like about London was that it was literally raining like every day, every minute.
Oh, classic.
When I was there.
Classic London. London.
It's been quite nice in the UK for the last couple of weeks.
Yeah,
it was 20 degrees in October, which is insane.
Nice. Well, we're all currently freezing our balls off in Canada, so probably equal weather.
Is that where you are? Is that where you're from, Canada?
Yeah, Toronto.
Oh, cool. That's I always say this every time I speak to someone who's Canadian. That's one of the places I really want to go, Canada.
Yeah, man, absolutely beautiful in the summer, but gets extremely cold the other 9 months. We got Germany versus Japan here. That's nice. Oh, 2 Sims I know a lot about. Thank God. Let's go.
Yeah,
it's a matchup I can actually talk about as well.
Yeah, the last match, I was just like, I'm not going to say anything because I don't know anything. So
I thought you was a bit quiet. I thought, yeah, we'll cover for you on that one.
I'm very much a vanilla Civ enjoyer.
Yeah, no, a lot of people are.
Was this Kevin picking into Ezad?
So who picked first? Let me have a quick look. Right, so the counter pick went to Ezad first, and so Kevin picked first the 3rd game, and so Ezad picked first this game.
Oh, Japan into Germany is very interesting, because typically I think the consensus at least used to be that Germany was the favoured Civ in the matchup, especially on a map like Central Plains.
Yeah, okay,
so it's an interesting pick from Ezad.
Yeah, and I just realised how close these guys are on the ladder. Kevin's ranked 11th and Ezad's ranked 8th right now. Wow, that is crazy. But we are going to be going on to Central Plain, which I do believe, I know for a fact this time I'm right, that we do have an intro vid. So I will be very quiet whilst we play that, and I will see you in the game.
The Central Plain is the most populous region of China, home to many Shaolin settlements and wildlife aplenty. An extensive trading route spans across the fertile, open grassland. Controlling this is a surefire way to a powerful economic victory. Fierce competition over each post is essential.
There we have it. Do you know what? That makes me laugh when the Shaolin monks start walking into each other. The disciples just start bumbling into each other. I love it,
bro. That was absolute cinema. Wow,
it's really good, isn't it? I love them. So I am gonna get it sorted. So I've got all of them saved. So we got all of the maps for it saved. So that's gonna be cool. But here we are, game number 4, I believe, and it's currently 2-1 to Kevin. So maybe we're gonna see a reverse sweep. I mean, I would like to see it go to game 5 because that just means more games, right? More games means more content, so I wouldn't complain. Although, as much as I like Ezad, I have to be slightly biased to my boy Kevin. Me and Kevin, he is my boy, I have to say. So I'm kind of secretly rooting for him, although I'm having to be a caster and having to be professional. But, you know, I'm not professional, so that's the way it goes.
It's going to be a great match. This is 2 of the oldest civs of all time. This is Germany and Japan. This is going to be an absolute banger, and there's so many lines and build orders that could be done from both players. I'm excited to see it. What do you think Kevin's going to do? What do you think his strategy is going to be here?
I think Kevin's probably, and Kevin's very much like a standard player. He's not really like a meme player like me. So, you know.
Unfortunate.
Yeah, I
meme
hate it.
Is the best.
Memes equals more fun. So, I think we're going to see, we'll either see a crossbow, like a semi-crossbow pike push, or we'll see a semi-cav. I think it'll be one or the other, and I definitely think they'll both be kind of the semi-versions, if you will. I should really stop saying the word semi, but I think it's really important when you play against Japan that you kind of do a semi-fortress, semi-rush, or a semi-cav, just so you can get into age 3, because I feel like age 3, you get those falconets, you get the 9 Ulons, the Alons. I know Germany don't get the 2 falconets, but you get those really strong age 3 shipments, and I think that's how you overpower Japan. You kind of play the game initially, you try and take down some shrines, you try and contain Japan a little bit, but then really you need that big age 3 push of all those like skirmishers, war wagons, you know, everything you need in age 3 to really overpower Japan.
Yeah, and that was well said. And I think Japan, there's a few civs like Japan, for example, Japan, Sweden, that have things like shrines that they try to go for right as they age up. I actually think on the contrary, if Kevin can catch him with the tower rush, super fast, like an all-out rush, it could catch Japan off guard. It could. If he gets, if let's say for example, Japan goes all out, hey, let me get like some 10 shrines or something, and he has the 5 shrine card, so maybe he'll just opt to go for the shrine instead. But if you could catch him off guard, like this could be over fast. Similarly, there's so much stuff he could do. Like as you said, you can go straight to H3, get all the power stuff out. This is going to be an absolute dandy. Let's see what Ezad's going to do as well, because Japan has lots of options as well.
Ezad 2 Veils first. So
was that 2 Veils first?
2 Veils first.
Oh, I'm out. I'm out.
So if you went for 2 Veils first, kind of a forward outpost from Germany, I don't think.
What's your guys' thoughts, as well as chat? What if you did like 2 Vils is just such a feels bad man card? Like it's 2 Vils. I honestly, like, if you're not sending 300 food or the shrine card to, like, let's say if you want to do shrine, but that's only if you commit to 20. Not just save the shipment. I know it's 2 Vils, and 2 Vils over what, like 4 minutes by the time you age to 2 might be a decent amount, but I don't know. 2 Vils just feels like such a bad card, personally.
Well, I don't know if you know the current meta. My favorite current meta is
300
with
food,
Japan, and 300 food is so good, and it's so fast. And we talk about if Kevin decided to go for kind of a Riot. You need to get one.
Right. You need to watch more Lionheart videos. That was 5 videos, bro. Come on. But yeah, that's big. That's super fast, and by getting into H2, you can send your shipments faster. You can do so many things faster. So that's also a solid option.
Yeah, I'm a little gutted we don't see the 300 food, because it is fun to watch. It's fun to see Japan age up at like 3 minutes 40 or something, and you've got a samurai out, and it just completely denies any forward barracks or anything like that from your opponent.
Can you imagine catching that TP as it's building and you just have a samurai? That's GG, literally on the spot.
He very easily could have as well. And can we just appreciate Kevin He has picked the best DLC skin in the game here. I like to call her Big Booba, and she's got that huge beer mug, and he's called her Lady Ezad.
Dude, she looks like one of those Swedish, like some Swedish 6-foot mommy, bro.
Goddess. Oh yeah.
6 foot, benches probably 225 as a lady.
Step on me, mummy.
From like Viking ancestry.
Does she fight with a stein?
Yes,
Like
she does, yeah. That's her melee attack.
Helga. Definitely her name's Helga, definitely.
Oh, 100%. 100%. That Viking princess. Anyways, that's a nice 70 wood pick up here. We do have the Torii Gates age up, so he is going to get the samurai out. Unfortunately, he's not going to get it out quite as quickly as we wanted it to. And it looks like he's going to be picking up a free villager here, which is going to be an absolute great score for Ezad. He's going to be proper happy with that. This samurai has an area effect damage, so would absolutely wreck these treasure gardens. He's even got Kermund, the pet monitor lizard, in there as well, doing 14 hand attack damage at 1.5 rate of fire.
These samurais are insane. Like, if you actually look at the samurai stat comparatively with other H2 units, like, of course, it's tough for it to actually, like, connect with other units, but if you could, like, get a samurai to attack an army, bro, this is unreal. It's like the power of 2-3 units on its own if it were to connect.
Yeah, and not only does he get the treasure, he gets a whole villager, he gets 45 XP for killing Lady Ezad as well, so he's going to be really happy with that. And we do actually see an outpost here for Kevin. We see this early outpost, but do we see anything else come from it? We don't. So, what is he doing? I think he might be doing a naked fast forward.
Might be it. Yeah, it might be the resources.
But he's being
but
really
no, 700 coins kind of late.
He has got the Irish Brigadiers in his deck, which actually for Germany, 11 Irish Brigadiers is a very nice card.
It is. They get promotions as well, so which would be nice. But yeah, I think this might be a bit of a mistake by Kevin. So it looks like what Kevin's doing here, maybe he was trying to bluff. You know, we've seen this before. You know, we saw it a little while ago. Maybe he's trying to bluff with the outpost. He's expecting Ezad to see this outpost. And whenever you see an outpost, you're obviously going to think it's a outpost. It's going to be a tower rush. But he's not doing a tower rush. He's deciding to fast forward behind it, force a response from the opponent. But he hasn't even seen the outpost. So he doesn't even know. You can't bluff someone that hasn't seen anything. Yeah. So that's
the big brain play might have backfired. Like if that was a big brain, because that could have. You always talk about tempo on your channel, and tempo is huge in this game. So if he saw that outpost, the big brain, it didn't really work out for him, because I would have saved him so much time. If, like, as you see, the coin crates on the ground, so he was definitely going for FF. So it kind of backfired for him not to see the outpost.
Definitely, and he's in a really awkward position here where it's 7 minutes and it's a naked FF, and you could have done a semi-FF and beat Agent at this sort of time, so he's really not in a good position. He's going to lose his TP as well, and that really hurts. Losing this infrastructure of the houses as well, again, that hurts, and it's just going to slow this fortress play by him down, like, hugely.
He's going to be housed badly. He's not got a single military building on the field, and needs to get 100 wood before he can get a stable up or something. He's gonna have a shipment ready to go. So something like three war
The German ones too. The German ones in H3 are ridiculous. Whole 150 shrine pop from Japan. That's nice. Do you guys think that's a good number at this point? I think with the rush involved too, like that, I think that's a solid number considering he's like not rushing but applying pressure and still having the shrine eco, which is gonna go FF really soon too. I think Ezad's in a massive lead right now.
Oh, I totally agree.
He's got the difficulty where Germany has that forward tower now, and he can actually ship to that forward tower, so he can get a bit of momentum from that.
Yeah, with 9 Ulans, that could disrupt a lot of eco, but also there's a lot of musketeers, so I don't know if he might not go for the Ulans.
But honestly, Kevin could probably minute man him, be fine.
Yeah. Oh my boy, the samurai.
He needs to minute man him.
Oh, put it in cover mode there as well, just to tank more shots on the TC. Really nice micro there by Ezad. And yeah, this is looking really bad. He's not shipping Minutemen. He's not going to protect this stable, and he really needs war wagons out from it. He needs some tempo somehow. Already admitting defeat with this stable and starting to build another one. It's costing him so much wood. He might be able to clean up these Ashigarus, but like you said, 150 shrine pop. You know, plus his villagers, his eco is looking really, really good right now. And he's going to be following it up with the fortress. So Ezad looking absolutely great here. And I think it's just unfortunate that this outpost wasn't spotted earlier by Ezad.
I wouldn't say Kevin's out of it now, though. He's still got that temper for Germany. He's going to have early age 2. Yes, he doesn't have a TP up, but now he has war wagons. Japan has effectively no army and is going up to age 3. He does have a shipment and will have basically 2 ready when he gets up. But if Kevin can get, I don't know, 8 skirm out and a batch of 5 war wagons, he's going to have a scary army, especially in early age 3 for Ezad to deal with.
I think Ezad's chilling. I think Ezad wins this game. I don't think Kevin can come back. Like you are 100% right. Like that just to be able to at least get them off the base, have some war wagons, there's some Ulans. I'm sure he's gonna get some skirms out. The time that shipment comes out without a TP, and man, I'm a huge believer in long-term eco. Like 150 shrines, that's absurd. But like a population of shrines, plus with the villagers, I think the villager count last time we checked was 20, probably 23 by now. Probably 5 wagons, like 28. Plus all the shrines. Ezad's long-term eco is absurd. Like this game, it could just skyrocket. There'll be an upward spiral, I think, for Ezad as it goes along. I think Kevin, like, he has to get a little bit lucky, but I legit think this game's already over.
Ezad's obviously.
But hey, Kevin is one of the best in the world. So if anyone's gonna come back from this, it's players like Kevin or players like Ezad. But I'm gonna put Lionheart in that category as well. People in that category can come back from stuff like this. If I was in Kevin's shoes, okay, I'll never give up, but I'm definitely getting slapped. No
so
doubt.
hard in the chat for putting me in the same boat as that. Do you know that?
Bro, you're there, bro. You're there. In my eyes, you're a top 10 guy, and I'm not just saying that. I watch a lot. I recognize these things. You wouldn't have came back in your last YouTube video if you weren't. So it's important to believe in yourself.
I haven't paid this guy any money. I swear to God.
This is my first time talking to Lionheart. No, this is just my eyes. I watch a lot of Age of Empires, and it's just facts. Hey, the score back up to about equal, but I still think Ezad. I don't know. I don't think Ezad's gonna lose this unless he throws. But Ezad's Ezad, so he won't.
Just remember, these are weak shrines. They're very weak shrines because they're not. He hasn't got Shogu Gate, not Shogu Shrine, and he doesn't have Kami. So comparatively, these shrines are probably only worth about 6 or 7 villages for all of them.
That's fair. I'm a big shrine believer. I'm a big fan.
Yeah. But I mean, Ezad is definitely in the lead here, but Germany is nothing to be scoffed at, especially when those 8 skirm come in, and if he can push forward with all those war wagons. There's not.
You know what I really want to see right now? You know what I really want to see injected into my veins? Somehow, Ezad goes industrial. Oh my god, I love Japan industrial, man.
That would be scary.
It's so beautiful to watch.
But we talk about throwing the game, and that is how Ezad will throw this game by going to industrial. Right?
We're going industrial.
It'll be worth just for fun.
Yeah, just for the memes.
Sometimes it'll be worth throwing the game just for the memes. It's worth. This is a pretty big mass. War wagons are war wagons. Yumi will take care of them. This will be nice to. Oh, okay, see you later to that outpost.
Yeah, the war wagons don't offer too much here, really. There's no Naginatas, so the war wagons are okay, but you know they're not great versus Yumi. They're okay versus Musketeers. We do have some Yamasami. Interesting where he's got Yamasami. I guess against the cab, you don't have that kind of double.
Yeah.
I mean, he's got triple anti-cab here as well. He's got some Yamabushi as well. Saying all the different names for all the Japan is an absolute nightmare for me, but I think I managed just fine. And yeah, now we can see like a Yumi mass. And is this going to be enough? He does have skirmishes in the background.
Germany's got the better map.
This is a big fight. If they're both fighting it out. Yeah, see you later. Kevin I think got to probably run back there.
No, Kevin wins this. If he sticks in here, Kevin wins it. The war wagons, he doesn't seem like he's got that many, but he's got like 12 now. And the DPS on war wagons is effectively the same as 2 musketeers.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't count Kevin out now. He has the range advantage, and Way of a Boat isn't in on those Yumi. Imperial Bureaucracy is only just coming in, so the Japanese economy isn't actually that much better. And if Kevin,
how many bills is Kevin on right now?
Plus settler wagons is what, about 40?
Yeah.
So their economy is probably about the same. Is you got to account for Japanese villagers being on berries, which is significantly slower.
Oh, that's right. That's
right.
Trapped, this is where the I guess this is where the 1400 elo comes in.
Well, I mean, I kind of agree that Ezad's probably ahead. However, Like you said, Germany. This is such a good evidence, kind of case study. Like this, he was behind. Kevin was behind. Ezad completely countered Kevin this game, but just the mass. Oh, look at the mass. Look at the age-free shipments that Germany get. The tempo it gives you is just so difficult, so insane. And that's what, like Riot said, you can't count Germany out because of this tempo that the age-free just gives you. However, I think slowly but surely Ezad will edge away with this, but we'll have to wait and see.
Let's go, Ezad! You got this, baby!
There's no way of the bow in yet. He's going to struggle versus this Skirm mask. All these Ulans now coming in. Ezad has very good positioning with these buildings. But look, all the villages now going to go down. Those Ulans have huge damage. I think counter infantry rifling is also in on those skirmishes. So Kevin is just getting great trades here, and the economy is not even that much more in favour of Ezad now. 40 villagers to Ezad. Yes, he's got 160 shrines, but the shrines are weak as all hell. They're probably worth about a third of a villager each at this point in the game because he doesn't have Kami or anything like that. And Kevin his units, they just do so well because they're German units are just a massive death ball. All those Yojimbos are kind of useless. Not Yojimbos, Yabusam is. Sorry.
Yabusam, yeah. This counter infantry rifle ring as well, whatever, how you want to pronounce it. That is so that's such a big brain right now. Like it just absolutely destroyed these musketeers and Yabusami. So yeah, really big brain by Kevin there to get that. Scores neck and neck though. Scores neck and neck.
Cav combat.
Yeah, this could go crazy right now. This could go either way. This is a great match. Oh, I love watching old civs, man. This is cinema.
It takes you back watching something like this, doesn't it? It takes you back to the good old EPJs.
Big fan. The amount of hours spent before bed watching videos like this is absurd. Chat, you guys are about to watch an absolute banger right now. This is going to be crazy.
Oh, but are the Cav going to connect? They're charging in. There they go.
Uh-oh. Look out, Yumi, run away.
Oh, this is where Germany they just demolish. As soon as they get...
Oh, great. That was nice. Direct box. All right, they're kind of safe. This is a big fight here.
Ulon's just doing so much damage, even against the units that are supposed to counter them, doing so much damage, and they're still up, about to go down, but it's cost Ezad a lot.
And this is where Kevin having that counter infantry rifle. Look at those skirms demolished.
Yeah, those skirms are putting in work right now.
And yeah, he can't actually fight this. He shouldn't fight this because of all those Yumi. But if he runs back here, Japan's economy is weak. Japan has now less villagers. He hasn't been rebuilding the shrines. His forward gold mine is now low. A couple of villages are going to go down the war wagon. And at the end of the day, what does Japan do here? He can't go into Nagis. He can't really go into mass Yumis because he doesn't have way of the bow. And he can't fight the skirmishers. Cav combat on those war wagons as well, so they're incredibly strong units.
I'm super impressed with Kevin right now. His micro has been really nice and getting that charge in there. He just picked his moment. And even still, at the moment, still able to send the likes of 8 Ulons in as well. He still has his mercenary shipments as well. So this is not over. This tempo ball, this snowball from Kevin from Germany, it's still going on. And even with those mercenary shipments as well. I mean, imagine 12 Jaegers added into the mix here. Oh, it's just so scary. And Ezad, he's still got to survive.
13 Pandors would be incredible because all the Yumis would just melt.
Yeah, that's a very good point. That would be that would definitely be a better option. Pandors for sure.
And this is where Japanese players are going to struggle. His forward mine is dwindling. He does have I think still has that kind of backwards mine at the back of his base. But other than that, he has to push out, and he doesn't have the mobility that Kevin has. Kevin has so many Ulan, which are basically the best unit in the game for raiding. At least the best European civilization unit for raiding. And all these forward shrines Ezad trying to rebuild are just going to go down really quickly. I don't know what shrine population is on, but it can't be about half.
It's not bad. Considering those two just went down, it was almost max. Oh, but a counter raid coming up here. And how does he see this? I guess he's guessing because he's going for the gold mines. And oh my god, Ashigaru is this 4.5 speed. Oh, but Kevin sees it. That was really fortunate. He's probably going to survive. A few villagers left, but these Ashigarus are going to be able to march them down. Oh, this is brutal.
He wants and just those two will have to snail or something. and try and get a couple more villagers out.
Your scores are right equal as well. Maybe I think Ezad just jumped back in. He's got my energy from the spirit bomb. So see you later, villagers. Let's see how this is gonna be a big fight if they connect.
Aim and arrows as well. That could be difficult for the skirmish to deal with. He needs the micro. It's all about where his Oolons go right now. Are the Oolons going to be able to do enough damage? And there's only Musketeers left. And if he's going to sacrifice the flame and arrows. Oh, no. Look how many Oolons that is. Disgusting behavior.
And just not as good as Fabs either. With something else, the area effect is so weak.
Yeah, this has to be over. Wow, that was crazy. All you just saw was yellow plus 11s.
And this is where Ulan's even against
Musketeers. It's like watching Pac-Man eat the jellies, eat the ghosts when they're frozen, and wow, it's just insane.
I don't think there's Musketeers in that first combat in Zero. Which, yeah, only 3.5. I don't have 4.5. So that's where the scores might well, earlier the scores were equal. Ezad, Kevin has so many upgrades on the units. Counter rifle. He has Cav combat on those warlike. And his army just unstoppable.
Yeah, I hate to say this. Never give up, though. We're all warriors at heart, gentlemen. Never give up, but Ezad basically lost. But never give up, baby.
Never give up. And as you say that, I think he heard you, and he gives up.
that was still a great match. That went back and forth twice, I think. Ezad had an opportunity where I thought like he couldn't lose the game, but Kevin showing why he's top 10 player in the world. Kevin is one of the best players in the world. Not many people could have done the comeback. That was incredible. That was a great match.
It really was. And I hate to say it, but I think Ezad should have done the 300 food build. I think that is the build with Japan right now, and people are showing how really strong that build is. It denies the opponent.
That tempo would have been insane.
It's just, it puts that pressure on your opponent so early into the game, and I really feel like that's probably what Ezad should have done, because playing the long game against Germany, like we just saw, is so risky.
Yeah.
And there you have it.
Well done, Kevin. Going on to the round of 8, so the quarterfinals. Do we? I don't know if we know who he's playing against yet. Do we?
Yeah, he's playing against me.
Oh, you're smashing.
Yeah, I'll go. I want easy on everyone. I decided not to enter the tournament. Otherwise, I would have 3-0 everyone. I would have 5-0 everyone in a best of 2 with my 1400, 1300 elo. Let's go. Are there any other 1300 elo guys in the chat, or am I the lowest elo player watching this video?
Oh, there'll be 800
casting
elo.
and watching.
There's 800 elo players.
800 elo. Hey guys, if you're 800 elo, I'm sorry. You suck. You know those when you queue up in a lobby and you see those villager faces? I call them villager faces. Man, I hate them. I despise them. Yeah. It's my #1 pet peeve. When I see villager faces, I don't kick. Oh my god,
I call them
I despise
Xbox
them.
players, but yeah, I get what you're saying.
Oh, nice. Nice.
I think if I played the game again, I'd probably be like 800 elo. So I think you're ahead of me.
Right, well, guys, there you have it. 2 series, 2 absolutely banging series. We had Bram taking it over Dennis, and now we've had Kevin taking it over Ezad. Now, I think it's fair to say that Ezad was definitely the favorite in this matchup. Kevin is a phenomenal player, but Ezad is, regarded as one of the top kind of 5 in the game. So to be beating Ezad 3-1 is definitely somewhat of an upset, but really well played to both those guys. Kevin, absolutely phenomenal play there. I feel like Kevin's actually improved recently. Even though he's one of the best players in the game, sort of top 20 in the game, top 30, it feels like he's really improved recently, and he's been in the top 10 a lot recently. So, yeah, and I think that just goes to show, that series just goes to show how much he's been improving recently.
Yeah, Kevin's insane. Same with Ezad. They're almost as good as Ragnar. I think Ragnar is the most improved player in the world.
When are you going to be the most improved?
I'll tell you exactly when. AoE, guys, look out. I might be 1300 elo now. Give me 1 month. I'll be 2000, baby. Let's go.
You want some training?
That's right. Fast Imperial. I'll lose in 5 minutes. Let's go.
Bro, I'll take you into the hyperbolic time chamber. I'll get you in there in no time.
Hey, as a Dragon Ball enjoyer, let's do it.
Yeah.
I'm going to go on Lionheart's next stream. I'm going to get coached. I'm going to beat all the best Haza, I'm coming for you. Ezad, I'm coming for you. I'm coming for all the best players. Crabgot, I see you two in the chat. I'm coming for you too.
No, you said the best players. Not the But guys, I don't know. That's me done for the day. Absolutely brilliant casting. Thanks you very much, both of you, for joining me. I had an absolute blast. Right, Coke. I think we've done some casting before, but Triff, I hope this isn't the last time we do some casting together, because I love your energy and you was absolutely brilliant, mate. So I hope we see some more of each other.
Thanks, bro. I'm down anytime. It was an absolute pleasure casting with you guys. I love this game. Age of Empires is the greatest game of all time, better than Yu-Gi-Oh. Chat, thank you guys for having us on. And shout out ESOC. And guys, Age of Empires might be getting like 200 viewers at a time right now. Mark my words, baby. This game's not done. We're gonna get this. Age of Empires 2, what doesn't it get like 2,000 views sometimes? Age of Empires 4, we're gonna get Age of Empires 3 to that level, guys. This game, let's blast it to the stratosphere. This is just the beginning. And yeah, see you guys soon.
Like I said, we just need those believers, get that spirit bomb going, and we'll overtake Age of Empires 4 in no time.
Exactly. In fact, we'll challenge them. We'll all train Age of Empires 4. We'll challenge them in Age of Empires 4. We'll destroy them in Age of Empires 4, and then take all of their viewers. And then we're all gonna have Age of Empires 3 be the biggest viewership of all Age of Empires, and we'll destroy them.
Oh, bloody brilliant. Yeah. Dude.
Guys, I'm out. It's absolute pleasure. I'm about to watch Tommy Fury destroy KSI.
Oh, yes.
And yeah, pleasure. Later, guys. I'm out.
Thank you very much. See you later, mate. And I'm going to end the stream there. Riot, thank you so much for joining me, mate. Always good to have your insight in things. So I'll leave it there. Thanks, buddy.
See.
And thanks to everyone who watched. Thank you for all the follows. If there was any subs, I think there was a couple of subs. So thank you very much. Looks like we had some decent viewers. And I will leave it there, guys. And I will see you soon. Peace.